And live. In this video, I'll be commenting on a so-called knife fighting martial arts instructor, self-defense instructor, who is a Bullshido master, you could say. He is less competent than I am in teaching how to get better at fighting. Less valuable, less competent, less intelligent. His coaching is subpar, lower level than mine, and he charges money. So you could have been getting higher quality teaching if you would have found my channel and started listening to me all these years. So basically, here's a point I want to make. People have been able to watch my channel, subscribe to me, and get free knife fighting, martial arts, self defense, self protection content, learning how to get better at fighting, self defense, self protection for free. And this guy has lower level advice, coaching that you had to pay for. So, as usual, and that's the truth in a lot of fields, where I've been more valuable to people in different fields than bigger YouTubers that make money. I've been more valuable in teaching health fitness truth than a lot of YouTubers that are monetized, make money, have ads on the videos, they got products to sell. So I've been more valuable for free than a lot of people in different fields and niches have been for money. Another area would be if I look on YouTube, people that are pastors that are paid, they got a job where they paid to teach, and they use a fake Bible, got a false gospel. So it's like they're being paid to be a pastor and they're making videos how to get saved, live stream or stuff like this, and they're teaching lies. So people that listen to them don't learn how to get saved. They get told to say a sinner's prayer or repent of the sins. There's so many false gospels, and they're being paid. They monetize and making money. People watch the videos. They're being paid to hold the position of pastor. Whereas people could have been watching me and learning the truth on how to get saved all these years without paying a cent, without even having to watch money. So I do enjoy being a person that's more valuable and competent and helpful and valuable to people in different fields than other people that are less competent, less valuable, and they make money. So this person, I made a video on him years back, Scallywag, with his scammy gimmicky knife that's overpriced. I have a video of that I made a long time ago. He showed up on Icy Mike Hard to Hurt YouTube channel for a collab. And I came across this video and I made videos exposing him and reproving him for being a scammy, bullshitty type of person, Bullshido type person that was marketing ineffective techniques. Okay, meaning less effective than what I would teach you, like nonsense. Okay, stuff and a gimmicky knife. So he's a scammer, run-of-the-mill narcissistic dirtbag scammer who's looking to serve himself and make money. And he doesn't care, understand? He's not that concerned about being valuable. He's just looking to make money off of you. And you should be pissed, really. So this scallywag person, they had a scammy knife. Uh, he had a scammy knife, like a gimmicky knife. And once again, like a con artist, it's like Gregory said in his scam testimony. See, there's many supplements, but Gregory said it's like overhyping scam testosterone, terkesterone. Now, I've been fair with him when I told him, well, I checked out his website. This scam testosterone is a scam supplement. It sucks. Okay, don't waste your money. But to be fair with him, he does have supplements on his website that are legit, like ashwagandha and NAC, for example. And I don't care who's selling it. NAC and ashwagandha are legit supplements. And there might be better places to buy it than Gregory said. But anyway, here's the point. Let's take a look here. Let's take a look here. See if I can find the video that I made on my channel. This is the dirtbag scammer, and I can expose and reprove him. There's many things. There's many things. Let's search my channel first of all. Scallywag. Gimmick. Is it this? Maybe not. No. Yeah, anyway, so I didn't find it there. Might have been on a different channel. And if you're a truth speaker that's been persecuted and you're exposing frauds and lies, I won't be surprised if this Scalawag is one of the people who shut down my YouTube channel because like false reporting because I'm exposing him and his scam products. But it looks like I'm still here, buddy. And you want to face off, we got to face off, buddy. And your false reputation is false. Okay, you built on sand. So good luck, buddy. You freak weirdo. Elite you, copycat. So what I've seen, look at him. He's been copying me. He's been copying certain things that I do, and how I teach, and what I've been talking about, and then only add a lot of bullshit to his culture. So I'm a total video and part of total again is shelfless. We put up the target in different ways. Anyway, we're gonna look at this guy's channel. We're gonna expose this bullshit. So here, blade manipulation. Once again, less valuable than Mike's dumb, idiotic stuff. I made a video on this recently, where this guy, I've been teaching grip change drills and teaching people how to master it. And what I've been teaching people knife fighting is basics. Like learn knife fighting. Okay, start with this. Get a training knife. Learn the two main grips. Okay, thumb at the back, thumb at the bottom. Then you can make the drill of practicing changing the grip until you can do it one hand without looking. And this guy, when he's going to teach you grip changing drills, he's going to be retarded and less smart. Okay, there's a dumb positive. It's like, why be like Mike Sai, actually more competent in helping people to grow the knife fighting skill in grip changes? It's like Mike is teaching how to get the skill of using only one hand to change the grip. So you can use the other hand to block or whatever, or hold on to somebody, you can do it. No, why be effective? Let's train the skill of needing to use two hands to change the grip rather than only one hand. See, like you train to have to use two hands to change the grip, and not only is that dumber because I'm needed to use both hands. That technique doesn't work with daggers. Versus what I teach is better every which way, and that's proof. It's like you can't deny it, undeniably. My way is smarter. Because yeah, to master grip change, okay, use this arm and I'm using this arm. Okay, so using two arms to get the job done, then I can teach you how to do with one hand. So why would you train the skill of needing more resources to get the job done? Be like spending $1,000 to buy a product rather than 500. It's like, why learn the skill of you needing only one hand to change the grip when you can train the skill of needing to use both hands to change the grip? And not only is it like less effective because he's teaching you how to use two hands, you should use two hands to change the grip. That doesn't work with a dagger. They said knife is sharp in the front, but if it's a dagger, obviously you can't do this because you're cutting yourself if you're doing it. So once again, more valuable to these scam people for free. Yep, transitions.
Can pull to get that same result in both instances. So those transitions look like this. If I'm pushing, right? So I'm driving this down.
It's so retarded. This is so stupid. So notice how con artists, because they're more narcissistic and more manipulative, a lot of times have more success. That is like get people take them seriously. Whereas people like me that like have true competence and are more valuable to you and teach you something without charging anything. It's like because I'm not like I'm the best, okay, or something like this, or get some degree from a degree meal where it's like instructor. Now people take it seriously, then they'll be less valuable to people. Do you understand? So here's the point. This is stupid. Using two hands to change the grip like this when you can use just one hand. So what I've been teaching for years is knife fighting basics. Get a fucking training knife, learn the basic grip and the reverse grip, and then you can drill changing it until you have the skill being able to change the grip without looking and without using two hands. Okay. And you can't attack that. You can't say, no, his way is better. How is it better? Because you're having to use two hands to get the job of change the grip done his way. You're needing to use two hands, two arms, rather than one. Okay. So it's like, yeah, well, it's better that you're using both arms to get the job done rather than one. No, there's no way to argue for that, really. Secondly, his grip changing technique, like his drill, his grip change, what he's teaching you how to get the job done, doesn't work with daggers. And you're more likely to get cut. Even if it's just sharp on one side, just doing things where you're touching your arm with the blade, you're still more likely to get cut, understand? So anyway, let's get back to this.
And then I'm pulling as I'm
And
going.
this guy's a fucking scumbag. He's a real piece of shit scumbag, is what it is. A con artist, scammer, scumbag with his gimmicky knives.
Here, okay? Just make sure that you are hiking your hand up and down on the handle. This blade, this trainer has a longer handle, and so I have to slide.
Well, here's a guy who's monetized and makes money, and he's less valuable to people than I am when I'm teaching knife fighting. But he's monetized, makes money. Yeah, okay, he's monetized. He makes money from making these videos. I've been making videos where I'm more valuable to teach you knife fighting. And here's an example. One of many things I'm more valuable. Teaching the skill of grip changing in knife fighting. Now this guy makes money being less valuable and teach you a worse way of doing things.
That up and down. When I work on these, it's a lot easier because of the smaller handle as that works in. But you will eventually realize that when you start to apply pressure like this, it can be continuous in your hand as that's working out. Just make sure that you stay on the false edge.
This one is copycats today. He's like copying me. He's been watching my channel after I exposed him, and then he's copying things that I've been teaching that work, like how I talk about stuff, and then adding like bullshit to it.
All right, so the next part is going to be switching hands. All right, so we're switching hands.
Don't waste your time. You can get better. If you're looking to learn knife fighting, self-defense, self-protection, you can learn it for free from me. Rather than look at this guy, have to watch his ads and having bullshit.
So we're going to go from a forward grip to a forward grip on this side. And we're going to take our wrist and drive it forward.
Okay, so why do that? Do this, okay? When I can do this, okay? Why do this, okay? When I can do this? Why use two hands rather than one? Why do this? Okay, why do this? And it's like, just look at history. I'm already figuring out like, if I want to learn a less effective way of doing grip changes. It's like, yeah, I could most likely figure out a more effective way to assist with the arm. Like here, for example. Here, okay, I just changed the grip. And then here, I changed the grip. Okay. Now, what am I doing? There's a sharp blade here, which means you're more likely to injure yourself before the fight even starts, or in the middle of the fight, doing this, okay? Secondly, you're using both hands. So it's better to learn how to change the grip with just one hand, because this hand can be out in a block, and I can change the grip, see? I can have this as a block, where I can be punching with this, stab, keep punching as I'm moving back, and only change the grip with one hand. I'm ready to punch cut like this. So it's kind of face value. I don't have to over-explain it. It's better to learn how to change the grip using only one hand than to have this weird, stupid way of doing it, where you're more likely to get hurt. You're using both your hands. So it's like you're occupying both your hands. Both your hands are busy doing something in the middle of a fight. When you could use only one hand and the other hand is ready to do something, catch something, block something. But if you're drilling to use both hands, this hand is used to change the grip versus my way of doing it. Like here, if I'm doing grip change in the middle of a fight for some reason, here, I'm only using one hand, but if there's a head kick coming, maybe I want to block it, okay? If there's something that's happening, I can block. So if you're doing it his way, it's like, okay, I'm using both hands. Notice how it's open here. My head is open. So if I'm changing the grip like this, I'm using both of my hands. Versus my way of doing it, I can have my hand here, a block, change the grip. If there's something I want to block here, in the middle of doing it, I can do that, see. Versus his way is, well, I'm going to change the grip. I need to use both my hands. Okay. This is face value. My way is better. But like, oh yeah, train, master the art of needing to use both your arms to change the grip. Versus Mike's way is learn the skill of needing only one hand to change the grip and get proficient with that. Okay. Then this guy's making money from being less valuable to teaching knife fighting martial arts.
Onto the spine, pushing this, and
Yeah, and you're more likely to cut yourself inadvertently, especially if that sequence is interrupted by a kick, see, or something else. Like if you're putting the blade against your arm, if somebody pulls on your arm, you might end up getting cut. If somebody is contact with your body, you're more likely to get hurt. Okay, that sequence is interrupted. Secondly, that grip change doesn't work for daggers. Okay, which my way of grip changing that I teach people, that works for daggers too. And you need only one hand. So just a better way I've been teaching grip changes. Whereas using just one hand and mastering the art of mastering, getting proficient with, don't even have to master. Just learn to change your grip with one hand, using only one hand. And this works with daggers too. Because if it's sharp at the back and the front, it doesn't matter because I'm not touching the blade. I'm only moving my hand around the handle, see. I'm not touching my I'm not touching any part of my body with the blade. So this technique works for daggers too. Like have a dagger knife and do this. And there's no part of movement where I touch my arm with it. Versus if this is a dagger and you do it like he does it, you know that's cutting. If this is a dagger, sharp in the front and the back. So if you use this here to change the grip, for example, see that's another way you could do it. Okay, if I want to be, I'm going to try to sound cool, make it look like I'm an expert. Oh, okay, to learn the skill of look at this, how to change the grip. See, and I just change the grip there. It might look cool or something like this. See, so from here, see here or something like this, or from here see here. It would have been even better was like I'm putting up a block at the same time for this. Now, why would you do that? It just doesn't make any sense. So beware of this scammer and his bullshit gimmicky techniques and knives.
and what I'm doing
It's a scammer, bullshitty, gimmicky person.
is I want to roll this,
A
and I
call.
want to feed it to this hand, and the way that works is as I'm driving this,
There's so many things to deal with. I've been taking a look at his YouTube channel. There's so many bullshitty things when it rains, it pours. So many things that is like, and he's trying to be like me, with like what I teach and be marking myself as is like reality based knife fighting, like things that actually work in real life, like reality based, and like brutal stuff and things that actually work. And he's like, yeah, he's trying to have that reality based and stuff, but he's still doing like the kung fu movie stuff, where it's like scammy stuff, it's like stab this knife into the eye and rotate to lock it stuck in there, and then do this, and it's like stuff that don't make any sense.
it goes over the thumb, and now I have a forward grip here. Same thing, I drive this forward, and then I'm
Why? Why? Mike's size more is superior to this man, because the way that I would do it, here's a knife, and I do this. Boom! I change the grip. See, I change the grip. Change the grip again. Change the grip again. One hand. Why? Why would that stupid way of doing it be better? Like here. What is better about that? Hey, does it? It's not faster. It's not faster. I'm risking getting cut as I'm doing it. See, you risk getting cut because you're contacting the blade part. Okay, if it's the back or not, you're more likely to end up getting cut. See, where it's here. If I go here and go here, and at some point it's like I slip or something happens, you might have to get cut in the work. So it's more dangerous for you, more likely that you hurt yourself as you change the blade without the opponent needing to hurt you. You're more likely to give yourself a cut if you use this way, like you use one hand, or this, you use the wrist here, see, for example. It's like it's just stupid, just stupid. So I've been teaching, me teaching knife fighting martial arts, helping people know how to get better. I've been saying get a training knife and learn the two main grips, the some at the back, some at the bottom grip, And then you drill grip changes. You alter it into two grips, and you learn the skill of change the grip using only one hand without looking. And you start drilling it until you get to a point where you can do without looking. That's what I've been teaching. So what I've been teaching people in my knife fight videos throughout the years is you get a knife, a training knife, basic of basics. You learn the two grips, thumb at the back grip and thumb at the bottom grip. See, thumb at the bottom and thumb at the back, thumb at the back, thumb at the bottom. Okay. After you learn the two grips, you practice alternate with a training knife. You practice alternate between the two grips, which look like this: thumb at the back grip, switch to the thumb at the bottom grip. And I've been teaching. As you start on this, you might feel a natural instinctual desire that you want to assist and help with the second hand. As a rookie, say, rookie mistakes. Like a person, if they have a knife and after they learn the two grips, which is, first of all, a lot of people instinctively grip the knife like this or like this, thumb to the side. And a better way for most tested purposes is to have the thumb at the back bottom here, okay? So after you learn those two good grips, you practice, I've been teaching this, switch from the regular grip to reverse grip with only one hand. And then I've said you might feel as you're doing that, initially starting out, you might feel if somebody watched my video and they learn this grip and they learn this grip, and I go, okay, let's start switching alternate between two grips. They might naturally feel like they want to look, see? They might feel like they need to look and help with the other hand to change the grip. And you drill this until you can change the grip with just one hand without looking, without help with the hand. Because a rookie might feel like this is hard to do. They don't have the skill, proficiency of changing with one hand. So initially, you might feel like you want to help with one hand somehow and look when you're doing it. So drill what I'm teaching you to drill until you can do it with one hand only and not looking. Versus he's like, train the amateur way. Like build muscle memory for stay an amateur in grip changing. Okay. Using both your hands to get the job done. See, needing to use two hands to change the grip. That's how to master grip changes. Stay in the beginner rookie level. Where it's like you needing to use both hands to get the job and change the grip down. So he's going to use this hand. Versus what I'm teaching you is build a skill where you don't need to use two hands. You can change the grip with only one hand and without looking. Which makes sense. Which he wants to be like, oh yeah, yes, I'm gonna make a video coaching how to do the grip changes. And his way is less effective than mine. It's like nonsense. Whereas mine is like face value. Like somebody understands what I understand is between knife and martial arts. Be like, understand, yeah, that makes sense. It's better if you can get it done with one hand rather than with two. Because what if it ends up where it's like you're wrestling and you're holding on to the other person? Do you understand? You have to think about real knife fighting. So if a person comes up and grabs me, okay, and I grab them, and I deploy a weapon like this, okay, and I might want to switch to the reverse grip and punch kind of his throat or something like this, or to stab him like this in the legs here. So it's like if this hand is occupied holding on to my opponent or having it behind his neck or whatever, and I deploy and I had the regular grip from deploying, pulling the fixed blade knife, and end up having this grip, okay? Maybe I want to go to this grip and then stab him like this, or punch cut to his throat. So once again, there's an advantage in having the skill of needing only one hand to change the grip, say. So if this is the drawing grip, where I deploy the knife, fixed blade knife, by pulling straight out, and I have this. Yeah, obviously, it might be better that I use this grip to stab and attack from this grip. But maybe I also want to do this. Deploy it, have it here, switch to this, and then quickly attack with it. Say. So it's definitely better to build the skill proficiency of being able to change the grip with one hand only. And why is my way better? Because it's better to be able to get a job done with less resources. So if it's like his way, it's like, yeah, to change the grip, use both hands. It's better if you can get the job done using only one hand. And another way is if you drill his way and you get shot or stabbed with one arm, it doesn't work. Okay. Now it's like you can build muscle memory for using both your hands to change it. Okay. What if you only have one hand? So my grip is a good way to do it. That even if one hand is not working, if you have the knife in one hand, you can change the grip. Okay. Secondly, you're more likely to get injured by yourself doing this. So, and my way of doing it is more effective. You need only one hand to get the job and change the grip done. Okay. You need one hand. The way I've been teaching it, you need one hand to change the grip, not both, which means the other hand is free to maintain a static block or to be punching or grab and hold on, and I can do the grip change as I'm holding on. So this hand is not like, oh, I want to change the grip, I need to use both hands for that. Okay. So it's better to need only one hand to change the grip. To have the skill of needing only one hand to change the grip, one arm, one hand. Secondly, his way of doing it only works with these type of knives and doesn't apply for daggers, which is one of the best fighting knives designs. For a person like looking to fight with knives and be a knife fighter martial artist, one of the knives I recommend is a dagger knife. And that's another discussion. Is that people are into gunfighting martial arts, but what is the best caliber? It's like revolver versus semi-auto or something like this. Okay, but it's like a tento or a Bowie knife or something. But here's the point. As far as I'm concerned, one of the best fighting knives is a dagger. Okay, why? Because it has a blade profile that lends itself to ease of the penetration. It's good at stabbing, thrusting, getting through clothes, getting through things into the body. A dagger has a piercing design. Like the shape of the blade of a dagger makes it good at sliding into the body, like achieving penetration through clothing, a winter coat. Meaning, with a knife like this, slashing through a winter coat, it would be easy for me to stab through the winter coat. Okay, so a dagger is the shape of the blade makes it better at sliding through stuff into the body. Okay, so it's easy to penetrate wood. Um, Secondly, there's two sides I can cut with, which means if I'm standing in front of you like this and this is a dagger, and I will use this grip here. If I'm standing in front of you, I can slash like here. Let's go to my thumb. Okay, so show the dagger. So here, this is a normal knife now. And I just cut him across the face, okay? Now if I want to cut again, I have to turn and then cut here again. Now I'm here, so if I want to cut him again to the torso, rotate and then cut here. Now I'm here, if I want to cut to the neck, I have to rotate and turn into the neck, see? Now I'm here, and if his arm goes to grab my knife arm, I have to rotate to cut it. With a dagger, I can go slash, slash right after. If I go here, slash, I can slash. Do you understand? So there's more ways it like unlocks technique. So for example, if this is a normal knife and I go cut his neck there, okay, that's a mortal move most likely. And I'm behind his head here. If this was a dagger, I could just go and pull on the way back. I can push, I end up here, I can pull on the way back. I can do this. See? And it's like whatever way the blade is. I can cut up, I can cut down, I can cut here, then I can cut here, see? Versus if it's another dagger, say if I cut here, I'm behind the limb, I have to rotate with the cut on the way back, see? With a dagger, if I cut here, I'm behind the leg now, I can just pull straight back and I cut on the way back. So a dagger cuts here, and it cuts here, see? So if I end up like this, for example, here, and then the person goes to grab the knife from, I can cut it just by pulling back, see? And if there's something coming here from knife, I can cut down. Something's coming to grab my knife from, I can cut on the way back, see? So with a dagger, I can cut forward, I can cut back. So a dagger is one of the best fighting knives you can have. Now it's more training dependent, meaning to be fighting with a dagger, there's more need to train to be effective with it. And one of the reasons too is that it's easy to get cut. Meaning, even if you like doing shadow boxing, at least a training knife. If you're doing shadow boxing, it's like there's more ways you can get hurt. So a dagger is one of the best fighting knife designs as far as I'm concerned. So for example, I've explained this before. You have to be reality centered in your training because you're not going to be fighting a static target. So let's say this is a knife fight now, okay? And I have a knife here, and it's a fixed blade dagger, and I pull it up, and because he's coming at me, okay? It could be a person is charging me. I deploy the weapon, and it's when he's at this distance, I launch my attack. And what I go for is a stab to his neck, see, from here. So from here to here, stabbing in the neck. Now, if he's moving towards me, a risk is real world knife. And you're not fighting a static down that's going to stand there and wait for you to connect with him. Meaning, in a knife fight, the person might be coming at you as you saw your attack. And I'm aiming to get him here. In a snare like that, I'm aiming to catch him in the neck as he's coming in, either that or in the liver as he's coming in. So from here, I want to hit him in the neck, or I want to hit him in the liver, or even in the leg, like here, or even down here. Okay. So he's coming at me, and I want to catch him coming in the neck, either this level or this level. It's like standard target zones: liver, neck, okay, or side of the leg, for example. So he's coming at me, imagine like he's charging me. Once I got my weapon deployed and he's this close, I launch my attack to catch him coming in the neck or in the liver or even in the leg. Okay. Now, something that can happen, you can decrease the risk by practicing your action timing in training. Even standing like this, you just practice from this position, connecting to the neck target zone, keeping the same distance. Another thing you can do, me teaching knife fighting training too, is you can suspend a water bottle or tennis ball on a string and then hit it, it swings away, and then practice connecting with it as it's coming at you. Now you can improve your chances in hitting a person that's moving at you by just practicing hitting something that's not moving. And that can help you to get better at hitting something that is moving. Just the hand-eye coordination, looking at that target zone and hitting it. Now, to get even better, set up some success, so building the skill of hitting and moving objects coming actively away from you, you have something like a tennis ball on a string from the ceiling, and you hit it, it moves away, and you can practice connecting with it coming in. So that's also part of me teaching knife fighting training, showing different training methods to talk about it. Now, my point is this: with a dagger, can I justify what I said about proving what I said? It's like, oh yeah, I think that a dagger is one of the best knife fighting type of knives. Meaning you have Bowie knives, you have karambits, okay? You have this and that. And you're gonna have people that are like, official, the karambit is the best, this and this. I'd say a dagger is one of the best fighting designs. If you're looking for a knife for fighting, a fighting knife, not a jack of all trades like a knife. The Recontent that I showed before, that's a good fighting knife. But it can also be used as a woodworking knife, survival knife, chopping wood. It's like an all-round knife that does everything well, I would say, or most things well. I mean, the Costa Rica Terrier, I can use it outdoors knife. I can use it to chop down small trees and saplings and stuff. You can use it a little bit like a small machete, kind of, where I can whack and hack things and split wood with it. I can make kindling. I can cut smaller things, and it works well as a fire knife as well. Whereas a dagger is more niche towards fighting with it. So with a dagger, this is a normal knife now. So let's start using it as a normal knife, okay? If I want to cut his neck, which is the chief target zone, from here, I can slide here, okay? Now if I slide off and up to the side of his body, if this was a dagger, I could go and then cut on the way back. Since this was not a dagger, if I end up sliding off, either way, I can't just simply retract and attack on the way back. With a dagger, I can. So with this knife, if I end up here, and I just slice his throat here, and I'm here, I can just simply retract and I'm cutting the back of his neck, see, from new position. So like whatever position I end up in, there's like a quick way to cut on the way back, see. Versus if this is a normal knife and I go cut here, I have to roll this in my hand to be able to cut him with this technique on the way back. So with a dagger, I can cut him forward, I slide off, I can cut him back with the same grip. See, so it's like I can cut here, see, across his torso, and I can cut back, see. Same if he doesn't take that on me, and I end up on the ground like this, I can just cut back, see. If my arm is here, he doesn't take that on me, I can cut him just pulling back and pushing forward. So here's the point. with this knife, we pretend it's a dagger now. He's coming at me and I'm practicing connecting. I'm gonna hit him as he's coming at me, hit him in the neck or the liver as he's coming at me. What can happen in a real knife fight is I'm looking to connect to his neck as he's coming at me. Here. So that at first is coming at me and I'm going to try to catch it coming in to the neck, okay? Now what can happen in a real fight is this. See, where I just hit him and I missed on purpose there. I just hit him with the wrist. I was going for a stab to the neck, but he was moving faster, whatever. I ended up overshooting and hitting either with my forearm here or the wrist. See? Now, if it's a dagger, I can right after missing pull it into successful technique. So from here, I hit with the wrist. I was going for this. This is actually a better angle here. See what I'm doing? So here, I'm going for this. He's coming at me, see? And I'm trying to hit him as he's coming in the neck. Now, if I miss, overshoot, and hit here, that's a dagger, so just cut it way back. And from here, I can cut by pushing forward, end up behind his body. I can catch his pulling back. If I end up here, see? I can cut away back. I can cut forward, I can cut back. Here, I can cut here, and then here again. Same here. If I'm trying to connect to the liver, I overshoot. Since that's a dagger, it's sharp at the back and the front. So if I go here, push, cut here and up here, retract, I'm cutting here, I'm cutting here, I'm cutting here, I'm cutting here, see? So with a dagger, I can cut forward and back. Another thing, as I talked about before, if he reaches in to grab my knife arm, this is a dagger. See, if he goes one hand here, and that's a dagger, see, I just cut his hand open. Whereas if it's here, and he grabs here, or here, it's not sharp at the back, which means I have to turn more complex. I have to turn and push it into his arm. If a hand comes here, I want to cut it, I have to do that. Versus if a hand comes here, it's a dagger, I just cut that hand, or just pull it. If it's a dagger, somebody grabs here, or let's use this grip, somebody grabs here, see? That knife here, somebody comes to this arm, grab the arm, I can cut here. If they come here, I can cut here, see? So a dagger is one of the best fighting knife designs you can have, but it takes more practice to be effective and to be able to enjoy all of the advantages of a dagger. Meaning drilling is like, from here I can attack like this, and also it's more risky, more likely to cut yourself as you're using. So his grip change is not as good as I am. I've been more valuable to people teaching knife fighting martial arts for free. And this guy is making money by being less valuable and teaching scammy techniques and having a gimmicky knife. And I really don't like people like this.
Feeding it into that hand so it looks like that. And so we're here.
I'm a narcissistic dirtbag piece of shit that's failing competent because I'm looking out for number one. I'm a narcissistic dirtbag. I want to make money, scamming you and trying to fake being very competent. And then there's people like Max, I have true competence and teach more humbly. It's like, here's here's a way you can teach knife fighting. Here's how you can change your grip, and it's free. And it's a more effective way that I've been teaching how to do the grip change. But this guy's like, I'm making money and I'm gonna be less valuable. I really don't like people like this.
And that is your foregrip. So I feed. So
notice how stupid this is. So what this guy's teaching you, how to do the grip change, is using both hands. See, it's like, oh, I got a knife here. Okay, here's him, not Mike's hat, teach you grip changes. Use this hand to change it. And then this here, something like this. Whereas what I've been teaching is like, learn how to do it with one hand. See? And why is that better? It's because I'm needing only one hand. Which means if I've been shot in the arm, stabbed in the arm, or I'm wrestling the guy and we're on the ground and when I deploy the weapon, I can change the grip if I want to use this ground and pound. See, do you understand? That if you actually think about this, reality based, it's like obviously it's better to be able to get the job done. So he's teaching on, changing the grip in knife fighting. And his way of doing it is like use both hands. Why is it better what I've been teaching? Well, because you need only one hand. And then we can go, why is that better? Well, you're more likely to get cut if you use both hands. Like get cut when changing the grip. Secondly, that doesn't work for daggers. So a dagger, which is a good knife fighting weapon, is sharp at the side. So all these techniques don't work. See, if this is a dagger and there's a blade here and blade here, all these techniques don't work for a dagger because you'll be cutting yourself. So my technique, the way I teach you do grip change, you need only one hand and it works for daggers and regular knives. Versus this guy go, like this. Now if that's a dagger, what happens when I put my wrist here? I cut myself. If I use the wrist or this, I'm cutting myself. So obviously it's better to be able to change the grip with just one hand. Why? Because the other hand can be doing something if we're not fighting right now. But it's like I deploy the weapon, okay? I can keep this hand here, see? While I'm doing it. And it's not like we're staying for it. I deploy the weapon. And that says what's holding this here makes it harder to connect certain techniques to my head. And when I deploy the weapon, see? And then for some reason, if I want to change the grip, I have the skill doing with one hand, see? And I can maintain the guard here. Versus his would be like if you start out with this grip in a fight and you want to change it, I had to remove the guard, open up my head to get the job done, change the grip, which means I could be caught in the head or something right there. Versus my way is like you can do something with this hand. You can be punching with it. Okay, you can go punch, deploy, retract here, punch again, and then you change the grip. So you can do something with it. You can grab onto the person. Okay, pull, and I can maintain the grip with the left hand, change the grip if I want to, with only one hand. So another thing, if we're on the ground, and I've been taken down, this is the point where I deploy the weapon, and one hand I have it on his body, well, all I need is one hand to be able to change the grip, because I might not have the other hand. He might be doing all bar one hand when he doesn't realize, oh, the guy deployed a weapon, or whatever he's doing. Understand? He might have my hand, or I might have the hand to keep a hold of him, or I might be punching with it, or just want to have it as a block. So it's better to be able to change the grip with just one hand versus two hands, and the way that he's doing it wouldn't work with daggers. So my way of changing the grip works with daggers and regular knives. And obviously it's better if you can learn how to get a job done with less resources, half the resources. It's kind of like, um, a technique of stopping bleeding if you've been shot on the leg. And his technique would be using 4 tourniquets. And I know, like, well, there's a way to get the job done using only 1 tourniquet. Do you understand? It's like, no, practice to need 4 tourniquets to stop the bleeding versus 1. Okay. So it's better to know how to do with 1 than to need 4. So it's half the resources required to get the job done. So he needed to spend twice the arms to get the job done. See the workload. To get the job done or changing the grip, his way is using both hands. Versus I'm teaching you to use only one hand to change the grip. And the other hand is an available resource that can be used to spend punches or whatever. You can use it to punch, grab. If this is injured and this doesn't work, okay, something's been cut, okay, if I've been cut or shot, maybe I can't do this. There's certain injuries you can have to your arm where you can't make a fist, where it's like you're hurt, okay, and then this is out of commission. Well, what I've been teaching is learn how to change it with one hand, which means if one hand is all you got, the other one is messed up, you have the skill of changing the grip. And it's not like to drill this guy's way is like, oh, two. And imagine if you get a dagger, it's like, oh yeah, you've been practicing in a way where your muscle memory is only for this type of knives. If you have a dagger, it doesn't work. So the way that I teach it, you can use it for daggers, you can use it for tento knives, you can use it for any knife, even machetes. It works. So most knives they might end up having in a knife fight, you can use that. What I've been teaching how to change the grip, one hand only. So this is the problem with like fake competence, people feigning competence, being a scammy con artist. Another thing that I made a video on is him having a scalawag with Icy Mike hard to hurt. And that's when he got on my radar and I made a video exposing him. Because he's got a gimmicky knife, the scalawag. And I can tell it's scam because I understand knife making and using more than a lot of people do. In general, I have better judgment, discernment than the average person. Now, here's the point. So it's like if I look at it, it's like, oh, Scammy. It's like $250, let's say. Let's say it was $250. And it's like, oh, it's made to be as cheap as possible to make. And then the price for it is very high compared to the cost of what you're getting. And it's not that effective. Meaning the cold steel mini leather neck that I have, a dagger knife, that's a compact knife, is more dangerous and effective as a small fighting knife than the scaler bag that he had. Roughly the same dimensions, total package about like this big. And he's charging $250. I bought the cold steel mini leather neck for $45, I think it was on Amazon in Sweden. And his was $250. And it's less effective than the mini leather neck. Meaning it's less effective. It's like it's less good of a weapon. It's marketed as like super good weapon designed to be a fighting knife. You're better off getting just a small dagger. And if I look at it, it's like there's no handle material. Because I can analyze it to be like, oh, it's like cutting corners to make it cheap as possible. It's like as a piece of steel, where it's like little steel used to make the knife as possible. There's no part of the production process where somebody has to screw on handle panels or something like this. It's just a piece of steel. Which if you have a slab of steel, this is hydroxy cut, and they said maybe like sharpening only, okay, and sell it for $250. Versus you can get a cold steel knife that has a sheet, there's quality, and finger guards, and there's a good handle on it. So let's look at that actually, the scallywag, and I can scallywag. Scallywag knife. Here, this is a fucking scammy knife. That when I checked it, it was,
please don't. Go that.
okay, hold on. Now that knife is better. Here's the something else, like a ring dagger. You get to the fucking scallywag here. Okay, so this is the scallywag, I think it's called, that he used to sell. And this is like my first video I made of him. He showed up on Icy Mike Hard to Hurt channel, and he's teaching gimmicky techniques and marketing gimmicky knife. It was like, I'm a knife fighting guy, and I got my own knife fighting knife, and it's that what we just looked at in the short. And if you look at it, it's scammy because it was I think $25 or something back when I looked at it. And it's like you look, do you understand? It's like if I analyze, it's like material. If you're gonna make knives, it's like let's say uh, D22 steel. Okay, to buy a slab of D22 steel, it's this much per kilo, something like this. So it's like use as little of the steel as possible. Okay, to save money, while still marketing as a really good fighting knife. And it's like save money on not having handle scales. It's not like there's holes in it in the handle that, and then you screw on side plates for a better grip that fills your hand better. No, skip that. Okay, because that costs money. But still market as the best fighting knife kind of thing and charge $25 for it. No, $250 or whatever it was. So you're better off getting a cold steel mini leather neck that's going to be at least as dangerous and good of a fighting knife. I'd say it'd be better as a fighting knife. It'd be easier for me to hurt you with a cold steel mini leather neck than that knife. And it's cheaper, and it's a better grip, and it's finger guards, and it's just better. So it's like a scammy gimmicky knife where it's overcharging you. And somebody understands manufacturing and knife fighting stuff. What matters like grip and things like this, and understand manufacturing, kind of like, oh, they're saving money in the production by not, it's just one piece of steel. There's no handle, there's no nothing, there's no finger guard that's attached to it. It's just one piece monolithic. It's just one piece of steel that's just cut in a different, in a certain way. And it's like, which is not making a bad knife, but it's overpriced. So it's like he's saving as much as possible and then marketing it as like a great fighting knife. But it'd be a better fighting knife if it had a better handle on it. But he's not putting a good handle on it because that costs more money, and he's looking to charge $250 for something that cost him $2.5 to make or something like this. Do you understand?
So when I
Here, Scalawac Tactical. See? And you can see that this is like cutting cost, where notice how there's no handle on the side. So it's gonna be slippery. It's thin, it's a thin piece of steel. There's no handle, there's no thickness to the handle, which means you're not gonna have that good of a grip. Okay. Secondly, the size of the total package, you could get a much better knife for a lower price. You could get a better knife for a lower price than that. For a fighting knife. So what is the thing? What type category? You don't judge it against is less dangerous than a machete that's uh, like 3 foot long. Okay. Oh, it's not as dangerous, or it's not as good as fighting with as a Bowie knife that's this big or something like this. No, if you compare it to other competitors like Cold Steel or I don't know, what's another American knife brand? CVV, I think the other one is big boob knife girls. This girl that's got the flotation devices built into her body. But it has support. So CVV, she likes to make CVV nice. So it has support. And then there's bench made is different. Okay. Now, if you compare it to other competitors in the same like niche, like a small, a compact, fixed blade fighting knife, okay, it's worse than a lot of other ones. Means like, okay, I need a fixed blade knife. I want a fixed blade knife that has total length, okay, total package length, handle and blade is less than this. It's like you're paying more for less with that. This Scalawac Tactical here. This. See? So let's do this. We're gonna pull up. Scalawac Tactical. I'm looking here. Yeah, here. Okay. Now we're gonna look at this here. Scalawac Tactical, his knife, MDV +1. And this is when he got on my radar, is he showed up on a Icy Mike Heart Heard YouTube channel, and he's marketing this gimmicky knife, the Scalawac, and gimmicky ways of using it, which should be over complex, where it's like stab it into the arm, turn it here, and go around or something like this. And if you understand things, you can go that this is kind of like Bullshido stuff, where it's like overly complex. It's over complex. It's too complex, and it's using the knife as like a surgeon, as if the guy is tranquilized on a table. You can like cut here and then around and then down. Where it's like good luck doing that on an arm. It's like stab in here, turn around, and then this. It's like over complex stuff. Understand? So here, let's just focus on the prod right now. So this is what I got on my radar from being on Icy Mike's YouTube channel, Scalawac Tactical, and it's cheap another when I looked at it. Now this is a what? German website with a Swedish, okay, uh, it's 170 euros, okay, 1,700 crowns or so. And let's look at another website with the dimensions. And what I'm saying is, don't waste your money on this. Okay, don't waste your money on this. And I'm not just mad at him wanting to say that his knife sucks. I'm more mad at him. He showed up on a channel, and I saw him. I'm into knife fighting, martial arts, and fighting knives, and I can tell this guy's like a con or a scammer. It's like he's there to market a gimmicky knife, and it's like I'm a knife fighting instructor. I got my knife fighting knife. It's really good, okay. And then his techniques are really good too. And then me look at it, it's like no, it's scammy. It's gimmicky. It's like gimmicky techniques and a gimmicky fighting knife. Gimmicky fighting techniques and a gimmicky knife. And it's like a scam where he's not like looking to give you a quality product for a good quality price. He's not looking to help you really learn the best way to fight with knife. He's just looking to make money and get you to think he's got the best knife and the best techniques so that he can get money from you. And I don't like that type of stuff. So anyway, let's look at the his website. MDV plus one, okay. And how much does it cost? Does it say? $150. 1,500 Swedish crowns. I could buy 3 cold steel mini leathernecks for that price. And one of them is better than one of those. Meaning the cold steel mini leatherneck double edge is a better fighting knife than that scalable knife. It's easier for an amateur or a guy who trains knife for martial arts to be dangerous with a cold steel mini leatherneck. It's a better fighting knife. And you can get 3 of those on Amazon for the price of one of these. 5, 10, 15. I bought my cold steel mini leatherneck on Amazon for, I think it was $45 or so. Okay, so let's say, to be even fair, precisely, but let's say $50. Let's say I paid $50. Now I have Amazon Prime, so I don't have to pay the shipping and stuff. But let's say it was $50 for a cold steel mini leatherneck. I could buy 3 cold steel mini leathernecks for the price of one of those. And one cold steel mini leatherneck double edge is better or a finer weapon than that one. Okay, so look at this. I want to see the dimensions. Now we're gonna have to go to Amazon, which is a little bit new incognito window. Why am I doing the incognito window? Because I'm not gonna show you. I'm logged into Amazon on my laptop, which means if I go there, it will show my account and it will show the Swedish market. So we're going to this here. Amazon.com. And we're going to change address 10002, which I memorized, which is New York, United States. See, so there you go. Now we'll search Scallywag MDB. And Amazon is good because a lot of times they will have like the easy to check compare and contrast. I mean, if you look at a knife, they have like a fact sheet where it's on the website. I'm like, where is the stats on the length and weight and stuff. So here, this is website 150, and on Amazon here 150 Scalewag Tactical, $150. And then let's look at the dimensions. Overall length 7 inches. Blade length 3.25. Overall length 7 inches. So total package. What is it? It's a fixed blade knife. Fighting knife is what it's marketed as. Total length 7 inches. Let's look at compare the competitor. And it's $150. Let's look at cold steel mini leatherneck double edge. Oh, $21 it says. Now this is the American Amazon. So in Sweden it was 40 something dollars when I bought it. Here's a cold steel mini leatherneck, $22. Let's compare it. Lightweight. I'm looking for the total length. 3.5-inch blade. See more. I don't like that I can't see the total length here. Here, specs. Here, overall length 6 3/4 inches. So this is a little bit smaller, shorter than that one, but it's about the same. See, so a person who's looking for a fixed blade fighting knife, okay, a small fixed blade fighting knife that's easy to conceal and carry in a jeans pocket, in a coat pocket. They're looking for a fixed blade fighting knife, okay. Cold steel, that one, his one is 7 inches overall. Cold steel is 6 1/4, whatever, 6.5, 6 something, about the same. And the cold steel knife is better than this to fight with. One of the things to make it better is the handle. So his knife is just this steel, like a full tang knife without the handle. It's just a tang. See, it's like a grip in the tang. It's like a sword. Like if you have a katana sword and you remove the handle, so just hold the piece of steel as the grip. That's not as good as if you attach like handles and wrap it and stuff, so you have a better grip. So he's got just the piece of steel as the grip to hold on to, which is slippery, and you don't have it. It's just not that good. Okay. So basically, my point is this: you're better off spending your money to buy the cold steel mini leather neck if you're looking for a fixed blade fighting knife, and it's around $50, and you might find it cheaper, but in Sweden when I bought it was around $40 something, less than $50, which means even if they raise the price, it'd be 50 US dollars. I could get three of those for the price of one of these. And one of them, called the Mini Double Edge, is better as a fighting knife as that one is, in all kinds of ways. And one of the ways it's better, what's better about the Costa Mini is the grip, where you have a stronger grip. It's easier to control the weapon and be effective with it. It's got a better grip. So, do you understand what I was talking about before? If I look at this knife, the asking price is $150. And you can tell that it's like if I wanted to spend as little money as possible to make a knife, I'd be making more gimmicky. It was like make it look more aggressive, but it'd be a way to make more effective. It's like here, it's like, oh, he's saving money by not having holes drilled through the handle and then handle scales attached, like grip panels, like you have on guns, for example. Do you understand? It's like, oh, the design is using as little steel material as possible, which means the factory is like having to buy less steel to make the knife. So everything's like optimized to be as cheap as possible to make it pretty much. It's like total amount of steel used to make one of these knives, very low. And then he's saving money on not having like drill holes in it. So it'd be a better knife if you would drill three holes in the steel and then bolt on grip panels to the side so you have a little bit more thickness and like a texture grip, like two wood panels or mica, but whatever, G10, some kind of material, and put it on the sides, attach it so you have something to hold on to. And it makes it better. It make it better because you can grip it better. But it's like, no, that makes more money. So I want to charge $150 on a knife that costs $5 to produce. Okay. And if I drill holes and have grip panels, there's more cost. And so, yeah, basically, it's like scam. If you analyze reverse engineer, it's like somebody figured out, like, I want to market something as a good fighting knife, spend very little money making it, and charge very much money to buy it. Do you understand? It was like you can make a better fighting knife by attaching grip panels on the sides. But that will take the more extra manufacturing money to drill three holes in it and attach two panels to the side. It might be a guy who has the job in the assembly line to go and attach the grip panels. And you had to buy from material. So it just looks scam. It's like a knife that's like marketed as like a really badass fighting knife while not being really that good. And profit. It's like spend as little money as possible making it to a point where you're compromising quality product. Like you have a really bad grip. There's a piece of steel, no grip. Okay. And you could just spend a little bit extra money to have a better grip and it would make it a lot better as a fighting knife. So basically, if you're looking for a fighting knife, beware of this guy. And I can warn you generally, beware of this guy generally. If you're a person looking, you're interested in self-protection, street fighting, self-defense, you're a person into martial arts, knife fighting, stick fighting, this is one of the people to beware of. You can't trust him. He's a con artist, he's a scammer, and beware of his scamming products. So you're better off listening to me than listen to him for sure. So this $150. So it's a gimmicky knife, and it's he teaches it in a gimmicky way too, like how to use it. So you're better off buying this. And if you don't like the daggers, you're better off buying any of the other Cold Steel Mini lead neck ones. Because what is his knife? It's a compact knife, less than 8 inches. So I personally, I want a small fixed blade knife as a fighting knife. You're better off buy a cold steel knife. Look at this. It's a cold steel mini leather neck. I own one of these. Cold steel mini leather neck double edge spear point. 3.5 inches. It's got a quality handle. See? So it would be like if Cold Steel removed the grip here and the finger guards, and they just had the same knife, but it's just a piece of steel to hold on to, and they still charge you like $75 a piece. So if they charge you 75, I would say the same thing about them. If they came out with a new model, like Cold Steel Mini lead neck, uh, something, and it's like the new model, they charge you $75 for the new mini lead neck, and it comes without the handle, so just have like this steel is shaped and ends in like a little hook, and they charge 75. I'd be like, this is scammy, okay? This is scammy. So here's the point. Look at this. This is a better fighting knife. $22 it says. Now I can't vouch for that because I'm looking at American market. So when I bought in Sweden, the Swedish Amazon, was around $50 US, maybe 40, 42. This is a better knife. Same size, cold steel mini leather neck, quality sheet, quality handle, quality blade, good finger guard. This is a better small fighting knife. And if you don't like daggers, they have other mini leather neck. They have a Bowie and a Tanto one, see? So would also be better. Cold Steel mini leather neck, Tanto point. They have another mini leather neck, same model, but with a different blade, with a Tanto edge on it. So if you don't like the daggers, you could get another mini leather neck that has a Tanto blade profile. I think they also have a Bowie one. Let's look. Pretty sure. Yes, here. Clip point. I just call it Bowie because it looks similar to a Bowie knife. See, clip point. So you could get a mini lead neck as a clip point, Tanto, or dagger. So you're better off spending your money if you're looking for a compact, small, easily carryable, concealable fighting knife. You're better off buying from Cold Steel. Mini lead neck. So I gotta check. And also, this is not a Cold Steel knife. This is a Recon Tanto, and it's customized, so I put grip tape on it. But let's look at this. If you want a bigger knife, his costs $150. So let's search Amazon. Recon Tanto. Cold Steel Recon Tanto. Cold Steel Recon Tanto. SRK, 890 crowns. I look for Recon Tanto. Yeah, so as of now, SRK, Recon Colburn. You can get a cold steel Colburn, 970 crowns, like $100. Cold steel Colburn, 970 crowns, around $100. Sweden. Cold steel Colburn. If you want a bigger knife. So basically, here's me being a more quality knife fighting coach. And that meaning a person, if you're looking to learn about knife fighting, I'm more valuable to you than this guy. And I don't have financial incentives. I don't own stocks in Cold Steel as a company. They don't give me free knives. Any Cold Steel knife I have bought from my own money. Understand? And but that's part of being a quality coach. Same thing when I make health fitness coach videos and teach people how to be healthier. I recommend liposomal vitamin C, Ultrain C. Why do I recommend that? Because that's the type of liposomal that I choose to spend my money on, and that's what I trust. See? So if I want to be helpful to people, I'm not going to go just buy any, because I don't believe that any liposomal vitamin C supplement you can count on it being real liposomal. So what I choose for myself, if I want to have a quality liposomal, I'd buy Ultrain C. And they don't pay me. I'd love it if they did. If they would send me like a free 30 pack, but they don't. So here's the point. Here's the point. Yeah, you're better off. It's not the only. So it's like, I'm not saying the only quality knives you can get five knives are cold steel, but given the choice, anything you're looking to buy a knife, you're better off buying from Cold Steel on Amazon. You're better off buying it from Cold Steel than this guy. If it's got a folder, you're gonna be able to find a better folder or Cold Steel. If it's got a fixed blade knife, you can find a better one from Cold Steel on Amazon. And that's my recommendation. If that changes, I mean, if something changes, I see Cold Steel raise the prices or the quality goes down or something like this, or he comes up with something that's cheap and as good, I could change my opinion on that. But here's the point. As far as I'm concerned, if you're looking for a fighting knife, Cold Steel has good ones. And one of the things I like about Cold Steel is uh, most of their knives, most of their knives you on Amazon, they have a rubber training version of them, which means if you get a Cold Steel Recontento on Amazon, you can find a Cold Steel Recontento rubber trainer knife there that you can use to practice grip changes, shadow boxing, even sparring or impact train on a bob or punching bag without like destroying it the first time you do training. Like with this, I couldn't even like lightly touch something without destroying what I'm touching. Cold Steel rubber training recontent, which I have laying around somewhere. Okay. Uh, that I can use it to practice on this dummy, like touching and hitting and, with it, and I wouldn't be destroying it. Versus using a real knife, even like just lightly touching, you create puncture wounds and incisions, and you wreck what you're using. So, Cold Steel, as far as I'm concerned, they have quality knives. And if you're a person interested in knife fighting and knife fighting knives, Cold Steel, you can get a Cold Steel Recontento, which, by the way, if you're looking for a good all-round fighting knife, I recommend the Recontento. And they also have a rubber training version on Amazon. So you could get a Cold Steel Recontento and a Cold Steel Recontento rubber training knife for around $150, I reckon, on Amazon. So you could get a quality fighting knife and a training version for around the same price as one of these little small gimmicky fighting knives that he's selling. And this is a knife that has a strong blade and quality grip. And you can get a training knife for it. And that's still what I'm recommending people. If you're looking to get better at knife fighting, you get a training knife. So when you see me, and every video I do, I talk about that. Unless it's like a short where you set the music and I'm doing the things. Okay. Now, if you're gonna do grip change drills, you get a knife, you get a training knife. So it's like I'm doing grip change drills now. 1, 2, and I'm using only one hand to change the grip. Okay. As opposed to two. Okay. Okay. Which is better than using two hands. Now, if you would be wanting to do this, like grip change drills, use a training knife. Because especially starting out, you're more likely to get hurt. So anything you see me doing with real knives, standard recommendation is to use a safe training knife. This is a training knife. Okay. Now, so a training knife, you can do this. So notice how, if you watch my videos, one of the things I'll say if you're looking to get better at knife fighting, and heavy say, It's like you get a training knife, and then first things first, you learn basics. You learn the two grips. This is the thumb at the back grip. This is thumb at the bottom grip. Then you can do grip change drills. So you practice with one hand, changing the grip like this. Reverse to regular, regular to reverse. Okay. And with a training knife, you can start out. I do that with a real knife sometimes. I recommend it. Now, if you're starting out, it's more likely to be like, see, and if this was a real knife, you could have created a small puncture wound in my leg there. Okay. Or if you're doing it like standing, yes. Or it's like I'm trying to do it the wrong way, it's a little bit weird. But it's like here, it's like if I be here, I just touch it. Or another thing you can do to mess up is if you're doing the grip change drills, is you can actually drop on your foot. And with a training knife, that's not the same thing as use a real one. So I'm gonna pretend that I drop it when I do the grip change drills, which hopefully you can do as a real initially. See, and I just dropped on my foot there. So if that was a real knife, not a training knife, they could have actually cut my foot. So get a training knife and train with it. And I don't like this guy, so beware of this guy. He's a scumbag, you know. It's like he's like a gold mine. He's got more hooks than a dry cleaner. I got more hits than a contract killer. And Mike is a lady killer. But it's a joke. So it's a point. This guy has more bull crap on his channel than like the ground where a bull lives. Okay, this guy has more bullshit than like a stable has in bulls. Okay, you know how but the bulls live in a stable and they're gonna be shitting at some point. So where the bull shits, that he's got more bullshit on his channel than a bull house. Or whatever the bull he lives inside of a stable and it's gonna be standing there and sometimes gonna take a shit. Okay, so he's got more bullshit on his channel than a bull house or a farmer's field. He's got more bullshit than a farmer's field. He's got more cow dung on his channel than a farmer's field. And I'm not being an asshole. He's the asshole. He's a scammy, narcissistic dirtbag who's training, he's selling you gimmicky knives, looking to scam you, kind of, and overhyping himself. It's the same way as Greg said, scam testosterone, I called it. Where it's like, yeah, supplements are great, but he's part of the problem more is the one because he's like, yeah, testosterone is real great supplement. If you look at how much you're paying, what you're getting, ROI, like return of investment ratio, like what you get in terms of health, fitness, hormonal health, for the money spent, you'd be better off buying vitamin C, you're better off buying ashwagandha, better off buying omega-3 fatty. There's a lot of supplements you'd be getting more health, fitness improvement for your money than testosterone. Okay, you're better off buying a B complex. You're better off buying omega-3 fish oil, magnesium. There's a lot of legit supplements. It's like you'd be better off spending money on that versus some like testosterone stuff. And look at how much money he charges you for like a 15-day supply. So it's just like whatever. So that's the point. As a general rule of thumb, people are not making money are more trustworthy. So if you look at me, I'm actually looking to be a quality health fitness coach. I'm actually looking to if I make videos how to get better 5 nights, I'm actually looking to be a person where it's the truth that if I'm saying I can teach you get better at knife fighting, that's actually being delivered. Meaning people watch my videos and you will actually get better at fight with a knife. Understand? Yeah, I've been teaching you drills and I've been teaching you like what is a good knife fighting knife that also can help part of what makes a better knife fighter. If you pick a bad knife to have with you in case you need to fight with a knife, being a person that tells you here's a good knife to pick. If you have a $50 price range, here are some recommendations. So I'm actually looking to be quality and be helpful. And I don't make money, okay? Which means what I'm getting is I'm getting to be a person where I'm truthfully being valuable to people looking to get better at knife fighting or looking to learn the martial arts of knife fighting. And that's one of the things that I get. Where's the truth? Where it's like if I keep making videos, there's a person that be like, oh, actually I learned, got better at knife fighting. I watched my son's videos. Okay. And they say, yeah, I'm a guy who actually makes people better. And I don't get money for it. I could get money, but here's the thing. There's another thing. I trust God's provision of a lot of stuff, which is why I don't see me begging for money all the time. It's like I let people know that I have the PayPal link. And if with all the things that I'm doing, statistician might be somebody eventually to be like, oh, I watched Mike's video on how to lower anxiety. And that really helped with my anxiety watching this video on that topic. And I feel like a dead regret. I want to send in some money, but do you understand? I focus on being valuable and quality and teaching the truth. And I trust that God can uh, help me to, meaning I trust God with the provision, no matter what. If I'm doing nothing or doing something, that God can help me to have food and stuff. Now, I don't have to wait until I start making money to provide quality coaching or entertainment stuff like this. I'm focused on doing quality stuff. And there can be people that naturally feel like, oh, I watched this guy's Mike's video. I was really entertained. He spent hours streaming, and I was entertained. It's like I want to send him a donation, give him $10 for this. So it's like I'm making videos, and I'm not going to wait until I get donation, get paid to produce quality content. I'm focused on being a quality person, doing quality stuff, and the money will come by itself eventually, possibly. So anyway, but we have this guy Scalawag, and here's another thing that I saw. He's talk about in his knife fighting now. So on top of the gimmicky knives that he sells, gimmicky techniques where he goes talk about psychological warfare with the knife kind of. Where it's like he does things about talks about okay, cut the person's face, okay, and then the person be oh crap, my face fell off, and it's like blood on the ground, and it's like I'm shook now, like traumatized. Okay. And he's like kind of selling the disfiguring the person for psychological impact as a fighting technique, or that, which doesn't make sense. Meaning, his the type guy goes, okay, so again here, I'm gonna cut off his face, okay, which will have the effect of him, or like his hands, I'm gonna try to chop his fingers, and his fingers fall down on the ground, and then the effect will be like, my fingers on the ground, and I'm traumatized, like shoot, I just lost my fingers, okay, and that type of stuff. He's got videos on that, like fighting to disfigure and create like a shock in the person's psychological effect. It be similar like you cut off the person's nose and the tip of the nose, oh, I just lost my nose, I'm gonna be ugly for the rest of my life, something like this. Or just be like shocked. Nice point. Anything that you accomplish in terms of like shock and like being like, wow, this really hurt, okay? By the aesthetic damage, you get the same job done by cutting them in the neck, understand? Like if I like go here, okay, and I have this position, okay, why not cut your throat, understand? Slice your neck. And what would that result in? Your windpipe being cut and the corridor being open, which means right after there be blood squirting out that you will see along the ground there'll be blood squirting out. You can feel it. You can feel it's been open. If you cut the windpipe, you will feel that it's very hard to breathe and you see your blood. So anything, the psychological effect you have from like, I'm going to try to cut off his nose, okay? And now the nose falls down, the guy said, I lost my nose, and that's really fucked with me mentally. But he'd be equally fucked with mentally by getting stabbed in the neck, understand? He'd be at least as fucked with mentally getting stabbed in the neck, understand, as having his nose cut off or his lip or something like this. And not only is it equally effective in terms of fucking mentally to cut his neck, okay, as cutting off his nose or this, but it's also a quality wound that is more likely to put the person down. Because when you fight with a knife, you don't. The knife is not a less lethal implement. It's not a taser. It's not pepper spray. It's not a baton. So a knife is a lethal tool, and it's like even if you try to be less lethal, you're still using potential lethal force. Which means if I have this knife and I'm just moving towards your head, I'm risking giving you more injury. Do you understand? Because if I go to slash you here and you move, it might hit your neck. See? Even if I'm going for like a psychological impact, if I go here and slash like a Muay Thai elbow strike, like enter the overball forehead and go like here, see here, which means here, and then I'm cutting here, okay? Even if I'm going for that, what would that do? Landing that. create a cut across the face, which he'd be like, when he's talking about aesthetic damage, like fucking the person's face, like, oh shit, my face is fucked up now. Well, the same thing, just aiming to attack the cranium with a slash, it will still have the same effect of creating like a big cut across the face that will result in a scar, damage the nose, the lips, wherever it's cutting. Now the same thing, if I go for this, and the person moves, I hit the neck. So a knife is not a less lethal tool. If I'm moving a knife at your torso, at your head area, you're fighting them lethally. Understand? Meaning, if I start moving this blade towards you, towards your head, I'm risking hitting the neck even if I don't try to. Which means if I start stabbing you up here, like this, just like this, different angles, even if I'm like aiming for your face, I still risk hitting the neck and the throat and stuff, which is lethal. So yeah, another stupid thing is like, cut, the guy would recommend, cut the person's face, okay? Well, if I'm in this position, and I can cut your face, why not cut your neck from that position? See? If your arms are here, rather than cutting off your fingers, I rather still want to get around your hand and stab into the neck. See? I'm not looking like, oh, here's the hand. Let's try to cut off the fingers. And there'll be a psychological impact with his fingers from around. Like, oh, I lost my fingers. Then it will get him shoot, so you got buys extra time. So I say, if the hand is here, I'd rather be working to get around the hand and stab into the heart. Or getting over the hand and into the neck. Or getting the arm out of the way so I can access your neck. And I'm not looking to like create minor damage. Okay, so it's like, here's the thing. That's another stupid thing that he talks about. It's like creating aesthetic damage to fuck with the person mentally. Like cut them in the face to be like, oh, my face is fucked up for the rest of my life now. As a fighting way. Just like cut off the face. Okay? Cut their fingers, so the fingers will fall down. And the person be like, oh, I lost my fingers. And they will like get him shocked. Now, anything you do will have that psychological effect. Do you understand? It's not like you had to chop off somebody's hand, but I just lost my hand. It's like anywhere you stab or slash a person would be like they just got seriously hurt. Okay? So it's like the point is being effective, hurting the person, causing blood loss, penetrating vital organs. Understand? Stabbing to the neck, hurting the person. And anything you do to stab or slash the person will have that psychological effect of I just been seriously hurt. Okay? So it's not just if I'm saying for it like this, why would not be trying to stab me in the heart or in the neck versus like, oh, I'm gonna spend my technique to try to chop off his fingers. Okay. You're better off trying to get here or somewhere else. And so here's the point. Yeah, beware this Scalar, whatever his name is. Elite you. Well, I'm elite me, and you got a long way to go to be elite in any way. Okay, you're the moral bullshit elite. You're elite in bullshitting. You're elite in being a scam marketer. Yeah, it's like if you're elite, it's something bad. Okay, like the moral depravity elite. Okay, the manipulative marketing elite, the elite of gimmicky techniques and products. Okay, so it's like I don't like the guy, and you better off listen to me if you're interested in learning knife fighting techniques, self-defense, self-protection. And there's so many things. This guy can be a new pet product of mine, where it's like making videos like this. It's like, yeah, here's an example of stupid Bullshido type of knife martial arts coaches. They teach you how to fight like this. This is why it's stupid. Here's a better way to go about it. That it's not. It doesn't have to be about just trash talking, but just reproving bullshitty stuff helps to teach the real stuff. If somebody makes a video, the best fighting knife, and it'd be like a knife that's not the best. It's like, yeah, this guy says this is the best type of fighting knife. That's not the truth. It can work, but this is a better one. Okay. So I'm gonna finish up. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like, and remember Mike Saha Live. Okay, because I'm shadow banned, I believe. So if you subscribe to me, you might not get notified next time I upload something. If you subscribe, you might even get unsubscribed. Remember Mike Saha Live, so you can YouTube search Mando Mike Saha Live or Mike Saha is Live and see if I upload or something. I gotta finish up. Ska bränna video.